Welcome back. So I was raised to believe that if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So I don't have an intro. Here's Trtan back time.
If I could turn back time.
Oh, okay.
I do like the music.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Forward into the past. February 1st, 1943, a U.S. Air Force bomber, All-American, has its tail nearly sheared off after being struck by a German fighter plane. The bomber was able to make a safe landing with no crewmen injured, even though it had extensive damage to the tail section. You can see it there, barely attached to the plane. This was one of several incidents that popularized the saying, coming in on a wing and a prayer.
Can you imagine?
Happy birthday to Hester Richard Hornberger, Jr., February 1st, 1924. He wrote the book MASH, a novel about three Army doctors in 1968, using the pen name Richard Hooker. The character of Hawkeye Pierce was based on his experiences as an Army doctor during the Korean War. His book was turned down by 21 publishers.
I didn't know it was a book.
February 2nd, 1964, Ranger 6, launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, becomes the first U.S. spacecraft to strike the moon. Unfortunately, its camera equipment failed to operate. A happy birthday to Anne Elizabeth Fowler Hodges, February 2nd, 1920. On November 30th, 1954, she became the first person known to have been injured by a meteorite. She was taking a nap on her living room couch under a blanket, which probably saved her injury or death, when the meteorite came through the roof, ricocheted off a stand-up radio, and landed on her hip. Strangely enough, she lived across the street from the Comet Drive-In Theater in Oak Grove, Alabama.
She had some luck.
February 3rd, 1870, the 15th Amendment is ratified, giving blacks the right to vote. It reads, "The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude." Happy birthday to Clarence Edward Mulford, born on February 3rd, 1883, American author who created the character Hopalong Cassidy. Hoppy was the first character featured on a metal lunchbox, 1950 through 53. February 4th, 1789, George Washington is elected president with 100% of the electoral vote. He is the first and only president to do so.
Can you imagine that happening now?
Happy birthday to Rosa Parks, born on February 4th, 1914. She helped start the civil rights movement when she refused to give up her seat on a public bus to a white man in 1955. First woman to have her likeness depicted in National Statuary Hall in 2013. She later said, "I was not tired physically, or no more tired than I usually was at the end of the working day. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in." February 5th, 1869, the world's largest gold nugget, the Welcome Stranger. Look at that thing. Yeah, it's found in Victoria, Australia. It weighed more than 210 pounds. It was only 1.2 inches below the surface.
I wonder how much that was worth.
Can't even imagine. Happy birthday to James A. Dewar, February 5th, 1897, Canadian baker at the Continental Baking Company, which later became Hostess, who invented the Twinkie. Yeah, he needed a substitute for filling in the strawberry shortcake filling because strawberries were seasonal, and are seasonal. He ate 3 of them a day and lived to the age of 92.
Well, there goes that theory of them not being too healthy.
Right, okay, and finally this for you. 2 men are in a desert. They both have backpacks on. The guy who is alive has his backpack open. The man who's dead has his pack closed. What's in the pack?
You stress me out. I don't know.
A parachute. All right, and that wraps it up for this edition of Trtan Back Time.
If I could turn back